Good morning and welcome to the second part of the fourth session of Compassion Camp. This fourth session, the whole focus of it is on being present. In the book that we read last week, there was a little raccoon whose mommy kissed his hand, and that's how she was present with him when she sent him off to school. And it's a really good way to think about how somebody can always be with you even if you can't see them and they're not physically there. So the story makes me think about God always being there with us in our hearts, helping us along the way to make good decisions, to think about, to see someone, to feel what they're feeling, and to want to help them, which is exactly what compassion is. So being present, God being present is compassion to us. Us being present with others is sharing God's compassion with them. So the story from the Bible today is about Naomi and Ruth and Orpah. So listen to the story and think about how compassion and being present is in this story. In Judah, there once was a man named Elimelech who worried about how his family would survive the famine. He took his wife Naomi and their two sons Mahlon and Chilion to the country of Moab. They settled there and made a life among the people. So this man took his wife and their two sons to Moab, and they made a life. Soon their sons married two women, Orpah and Ruth. Sadly, Naomi's husband passed away, and then even her two sons died. So the mom, her husband died, and her two sons died. So it's just the mom and the two daughters-in-law. Naomi missed her family and wanted to go back home. That's Naomi's the mom. So she began the long journey back to Judah. As was the custom for the daughters by law, Orpah and Ruth followed her. But Naomi, remember here, she's thinking about these girls. Now their family is not in Judah. So Naomi says, "Stay home in Moab. Go back to your family. May the Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt with your husbands and me. Peace be with you." So she's telling the daughters-in-law, go back to your families. Although it's customary that they would stay with her, she's giving them permission to go back to their families. She knows they must feel like it's a hard thing to leave everything and follow her. And so she's giving them permission to go back with their families. She's even encouraging and pushing them to do that. Now, that's definitely an act of love and compassion. Naomi hugged them goodbye, and they all cried together. But Orpah and Ruth were determined to follow her. Naomi tried to persuade them, "I do not want to ruin your chance at marriage and having your own family. If you stay with me, you will have nothing because I cannot give you anything. I've lost everything and my heart is so bitter." They all cried again. Orpah decided to go back to her family, but Ruth clung to Naomi even more. Naomi said to Ruth, "Don't stay with me. Go back with Orpah." But Ruth opened up to her. "Don't make me leave you. Where you go, I will go. Where you make your home, I will make my home. Your people will be my people. Your God, my God. And where you die and are buried, I will be buried there too. I will be your family." When Naomi saw that she couldn't change Ruth's mind, her heart softened. She accepted Ruth, and they traveled back to Judah together. Ruth lovingly took care of Naomi, and she became like a daughter to her. I absolutely love this story. It's always been one of my favorites because it's such an act of love and compassion that Naomi tells them to go back home, knowing that that would mean she would be alone on this journey back to her family. She still says, "Go on and be with your family." And then for Ruth to be so compassionate and not wanting Naomi to be alone, that she is willing to give everything up for her mother-in-law and go with her and be with her. It's just such a story of commitment and love. And then think about this for this week's message. It's all about being present. And they agreed to be present with one another. They agreed to be there for one another. Always, where you go, I go. Your people will be my people. So think about being present with the people you love in your life, listening to them, caring for them, being kind to them. And I think we can all do that. So this week, I'd like us to do our prayer like we always do, hand on our head, hand on our heart. And then you can look in the mail. You'll get another package from me, and it's okay if you haven't got to all the activities. You can do them at your own pace, or you can just watch the videos. However you and your family decide to do this is perfectly fine with me. I'm just providing you with lots of different options. Sorry, the sun came out and it's shining on me a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's do our prayer. Loving Spirit, you are active and alive, always moving and stirring within and around us. Please be an encouraging wind at our backs, giving us open minds and soft hearts to follow where you lead. Make us flexible and present in each moment that we might embrace compassion by letting go of what we expected. Amen. Thank you for being with me today. Have a good week.